Hey folks, if you're new here, you've only really missed one video, so you might as well pop back, watch that one, or at least watch the channel trailer, and then you'll have a better idea what this channel's all about. If you're not new here, welcome back. Last week's preparation week is over. As of today, I'm officially in the first 12-week block of life goals for the year. That also goes for any of you down in the comments that said you were going to join in with me. If you're going to join in properly, along with me at the same time, today's the day, if you've got your goals organised already. In today's episode, we're going to go over what I did last week, including the extremely minimal vlog footage I've got for you. Bear with me, I will get better at vlogging as we go along. I'm going to discuss what I'm going to do in the immediate week coming forward, and also the 12-week plan. After that, I'm going to go into the full system and explain the whole year plan, exactly how I've put it together, so that anything that's useful in there for you, you can take and then put into your system, so you can figure out what you're doing, how you're going to do whatever it is you want to do this year. I'm going to introduce you to the 1.5 self-help books that I've ever read that I consider useful for this project, and then we're going to finish with our very first interview segment and our very first review segment. Let's go. Plymouth. I enjoyed my week, completely forgetting to film in you. Read Caroline Ravn's book, didn't film it. Did exercise on the long country walks, didn't film them. Selected the close-up trick I'm going to work on for the next few weeks. Failed to film it. Got mauled by a girlfriend's cat that didn't want to go to the vet. Definitely didn't film that. This next thing's totally my drone shot, didn't get it off the internet. At this point, all looked hopeless for the vlog. And then... Right, well, we're in Plymouth for preparation week. You absolutely cannot visit Plymouth without a trip to Top Secret Magic, the world's smallest brick and mortar magic shop still standing. Let's have a look. Like I say, the world's smallest magic shop. Here's where it starts.
Here's where it ends.
Here's where it ends. And down there in the middle is the man that makes it work, Mr. Malcolm Norton. Say hello out.
Hello. Welcome.
I got to say, I've just spent about an hour in here, and you don't need a Davenport's or an International Magic. Literally everything is somewhere in one of these drawers, hidden away. You wouldn't find it without Malcolm here to tell you where it is, but it is.
Oh, there's even more hidden away, but he hasn't got that long left to live.
Thanks for cheering up the video there, Malcolm.
No, it's just, it would take way too long to get everything out.
Yeah. Well, I love this, but if you want to experience an actual old school brick and mortar magic shop with the magic shop feel and hunt for about an hour and a half like I just did through pamphlets and boxes, then you've got to make a trip down to Plymouth and the Barbican Centre and see Top Secret Magic and say hello to Malcolm.
More than welcome.
Right then, the system. This is exactly what I'm going to be doing for the next 12 months broken down. Just so you know exactly what I'm doing. Step 1, the 3-year vision. I sat down and I wrote a page describing exactly what I want my life to be in 3 years. It has to be practical, it has to be possible, but it has to be ambitious. You really want to imagine exactly what you want to be like in 3 years to be happy. Write it down on a piece of paper or on a file like I have using the app Notion. And we're going to refer to that often. Step 2, we've already seen this one, the 1-year goals list. I went over that in the last episode, every single one of the main goals that I intend to achieve over the next year. Step 3, the 12-week year. This is a big one. Now, this is one of the first of the books that I'm going to be recommending, and this is the book right here. This is the book that gets a half a recommendation. I said I'd recommend a book and a half. I haven't actually fully finished reading this one, and what I have read, there's parts of it that overcomplicate things for me, but the core idea of it is what we're doing here. I really like the core idea. People spend all the early parts of the year taking things slow, leaving things to the last minute, And then there's a big rush in December, January, or no, November, December to get everything done for the year. So I'm going to reprogram my mind to think of the year in 4 sets of 12 weeks, each one with 1 week preceding it for preparation. So I've just had my preparation week now. For the next 12 weeks, I have a set 12-week goals list. I'm not going to refer back to the 1-year goal list for another 12 weeks now. The only list that matters right now is the 12-week list. I'm going to think of that 12 weeks as my year, and the goals in that list are to be finished in that year. That way, I'm hoping the fact that every week is a month motivates you, gets you moving more, gets you getting things done, actually doing the goals that you've set for yourself rather than putting them off till later. That's step 3, the 12-week plan. Right, so you've got your 3-year vision, you've got your 1-year goals list, and you've got your 12-week year. You're going to ignore the 1-year list for 12 weeks. We're going to check in and read the 3-year vision every week when you come back to check in and see how you're doing on your goals. And the 12-week year for me looks like this. Step 1, lose 3 stone 4 pounds. Might seem a little bit much, but trust me, when you're my size, you just have to think about dieting and the first stone disappears. Step 2, get the YouTube channel running smoothly so that I can get these videos looking better and knock them out faster so that I can get on with the other goals without having to spend all my time doing this. Step 3, the impossible and labyrinthine task of getting a doctor's appointment, to get a referral, to see a dermatologist, to get an idea of what can be done about my various skin problems. Step 4, daily posture exercises and 1 hour of backstrap. I have a backstrap designed to straighten my posture out. I'm going to wear that for an hour every day, and I'm going to do a short posture exercise. I'm not exactly sure which one yet. I've gone down a high-level research or watching YouTube rabbit hole, and I've confused myself on what exactly the right posture exercise would be, but I'm going to research that a bit more and get started. Step 5, begin the close-up skill improvement in order to get back the enjoyment of practice as a newbie again. While I was away, I went through the list of options and I've settled on 2, not 1, 2. We're going to start with the ninja rings and mnemonic. Mnemonic because there's no way I can go 12 weeks without touching a pack of cards. And I have known mnemonic for years. It is stuck in my brain. It is locked in there. I will never forget mnemonic again, but I do not use it. So I suppose I better actually put in some effort into deciding exactly what routines I'm going to use with it and putting them into action. That'll be fun. And ninja rings. I bought everything off Matthew Garrett, and every time I see him, he asks me how I'm getting along, and I say, oh, yeah, great, Matthew, great. And they have been in a drawer in my office for so long that they had dust on them when I took them out. Full disclosure, I learnt the very basic handling off Shooter disc, I think, years and years ago. Performed it once in a competition, and I've never performed it again, don't remember anything about it. So I'm going to dig out all the material I have. I have Shooter ninja rings, I have all of Matthew's routines and discs, and I have Joshua Masado's disc and another one by Hector Leon, I think, as well as large ring resources like Levant's 4-disc set and Pop Hayden's routine and a few others. I'm going to go through all of those, learn as much as I can about the ninja rings, get a nice routine and get it from absolute beginner, swearing at the camera because I'm so annoyed that I'm a beginner again, up to something that I could actually perform happily in front of people. Number 6, research the options for making a website, whether it be Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, getting someone making it for you, making it yourself, and make a final decision on exactly what I'm going to use. Step 7, learn about SEO. Specifically, what is SEO? I'm going to get people to teach me this like I'm an absolute idiot, because when it comes to this, I am. And I'll pass that on to you, because I know that some of you haven't got a bloody clue what it is either. Step 8, learn about LinkedIn. I think that's a good one to have a look at. We're going to do exactly the same, get experts on LinkedIn to tell us what it is, because it's always been that sort of joke one that no one uses to me, but apparently that's no longer the case. And the final step is working on my cabaret show, getting it a little bit more artistically satisfying for me, a little bit smoother, a little bit slicker, a bit bigger scale, making it more impressive overall. We have one less step, one last list, because if there's one thing I'm better at than close-up magic, it's making lists. Not good at following through on lists, but good at making lists. There are actually 2 more lists on the Notion app that I'm using. One of them is for the week, so for week 1 of 12. I'm not going to go through that one with you because that's more of a notes page for me, really. Sort of as and when things come up that are appropriate, I put them in there. That one changes throughout the week. And then there is what I call the regular basics, sort of daily list. So the other thing I'm going to be doing is this list, and it reads like this. Every day, solve a Rubik's Cube, run through harmonica. Every day, complete whatever I've written on the list for today. Obey the 5-minute rule. So if I'm walking through my house and I see a job that can take 5 minutes or less, just do it now. Maintain the current 12-week diet. Every 12 weeks, I'll be changing the diet up. Right now, I'm on a no-carb, no-sugar diet. I'll see how that goes and change it up in some way or other in 12 weeks if I feel it's necessary. Maintain 12-week current exercise. That's going to change weekly, probably. Right now, I'm just concerned with getting at least 1 hour of some form of cardio exercise done every day. This is a weird one. Air and sunlight daily. I just feel better if I actually get outside, no matter whether I'm working a gig or not. This is a hard one. 2 litres of water a day. I will drink 2 litres of water a day. There will be a small amount of orange squash in there. I do not care if you tell me that destroys the health benefits of the water. Rubbish. It's still wet. I can't drink tap water. It's disgusting. Oh, that's pretty much it. Oh, and then there's the no list. No lazing in bed during the day. No YouTube during the day unless it's for specific goal research. And no food after 8 p.m. So if you're still awake, that is the whole system that I'm going to be using for now. I did say I was going to recommend 1.5 self-help books worth reading. Don't panic, this isn't going to become a self-help book channel. I'm not going to replace the drink stick poster behind me with a big neon live, laugh, love. I like only useful, practical workbooks that will actually help you. The half a book recommendation we've already seen, that was the 12-week year. I'm only using half of it right now, so I can only give it half a recommendation. I'm using the core system of the book, but I'm ignoring all the measuring and checking in systems and all the complicated stuff at the second half of the book that feels like it would take up more time than it would save me and more than it would help. The one book that I am going to recommend solidly that everyone reads, if they want to do the goals on here and get through them, is this one, Un-F** Yourself by Gary John Bishop. This is, whereas the 12-week year is about how we're doing what we're going to do, this is the Unclog Your Brain, Sort Out Your Head book. This is written by a very sarcastic, very blunt Scottish American. There's nothing frou-frou and nonsensical in here. This is, again, a practical book, but what's in here will clear out in here. I love this book. I've got it on audio, which is extra entertaining because a Scottish American accent is a weird thing to hear. I think it's brilliant. There are things in here that will just make you a happier person. I'll probably go into more detail on this book at some point in the future. I just wanted to recommend it now because I did mention I was going to. Hi folks, welcome to what is the very first interview segment on Magicians Level Up, which I'm going to call, the interview segment. As it's the first one, I decided to aim big. I've contacted someone who is a world traveling performer, one of Sweden's foremost booked magicians, 5 times TEDx speaker, and someone with a YouTube channel very similar in concept to this one, but infinitely better and more organized. She really likes to make lists like I do and organize her life, but unlike me, up until now, she actually follows through. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Caroline Ravn.
Hello!
How are you doing today?
I'm very good, thank
Good.
you. Thank you very much. What a great introduction. Now I feel like I've accomplished things.
I think it's fair to say you have. But let's find out what you have done. Give us a brief overview of your career in magic.
Well, it started early. My grandpa was a magician and my dad a politician. So when I was a kid, I was taught it's okay to lie for a living. So that's what I decided to do. But as a rebel teenager, I decided to go the opposite way. So I studied theology for a long time until I came to my senses, sold my soul to Satan for card tricks, and here we are now. That is a bit from my show, 100%, but it's true. I used to study theology for 5.5 years. I really thought I was going to be a preacher, but there was always something drawing me to magic. And now I've been doing magic for 11 plus years full time.
Cool. Nice short introduction to that. I don't want to do these whole YouTube channel introductions where we start with, I was born on whatever day. So that's nice. That's a good summary, but it's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about this book. Oh, you've got the fancy version. Well done.
It was so funny when I grabbed it and held it like this. I felt like I was gonna do like a Yoho Jin movement, you know, when he has the card and it starts floating in the air and it spins and it comes into the scarf. I'm not that good, you know.
Yeah, you're not going to do that. I'm quite disappointed. Yeah.
But he didn't write this book, so I mean, come on.
That is true. And I've just finished the book a couple of days ago, and I'll be talking about my thoughts on it after the interview. So let's hear yours. Tell us about the book. Tell us why you chose to write it. What's inside it?
Ooh, what's inside it? Inside, you'll find everything I wish I knew before going full time. Like it has everything that builds a foundation for anybody who wishes to stand on a stage and make a living. When I wrote the book, I decided to include everything from a magician's perspective, and I thought it was only going to be for magicians. However, quite soon after I released it as a PDF, I was talking to a publicist in London, and now in December we're actually going global. So you'll find this on Amazon, and you'll find it on, you know, bookshelves, on the business shelves, like in proper bookstores, which is crazy, from December. So that's really, really cool. The reason I wrote it, 2 reasons. One, because nobody's talking about the business side of show business, which is a shame because there's no reason for us to be starving entertainers. Like there's so much work if we just go out and look for it. So that was one of the reasons. The other one was my dad was very sick. He had ALS, and he was always one of those people who always pushed me into doing more and greater things. And I always told him that I wanted to write a book. And he was like, yeah, that's never going to happen. You know, like he knew that was never going to happen. But it did. And I finished it 10 days before he passed. So I was able to actually tell him that I finished it. And that felt really, really good.
That's nice. That's a good story. Now, I don't know whether you're aware of my channel much, but this pretty much is what it's all about. Exactly what you said there. Nobody speaks about the business side of show business. There are lots of us out there doing this and not making any money out of it. I'm trying to learn all of this sort of stuff. And I've really enjoyed this book. After the spoiler alert for the review section, but I've really enjoyed the book. Now,
I don't think we would be here otherwise.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'd be defending myself.
I'm not going to get argumentative on my first interview. I'm going to go for something that I know I'm going to like. What I didn't know until I spoke to you and contacted you about the interview is that there is also a course that you do, a similar course. Is it fair to say the book, though it is filled with good information, is like the introductory section of the course, or the way in?
Yes. For people who already bought the book and they come to me to ask about the program, they ask, is it literally the same thing? And I tell them that what you find in the book is what to do, and the course is how to do it. So you'll find things like show length and contracts and how to reach out to people. And in the course, there are like actual templates on how to do all of the things that we talk about in the book. And what also sets it apart is that it comes with accountability groups and it comes with live Q&As. So it is a 90-day program. It's actually 13 weeks. It's a little bit more than 90 days, but it's 13 weeks of videos every single week, and then we meet up on a Sunday to talk about the things that we did and also go through all of the templates and all of the workbooks that we had throughout the week.
So when you say a video every week, you've got specific topics each week to cover.
Yep.
So, for example,
actually, I can bring it up here because I have it on my phone, all of them. So it all depends on the module we're doing. So I think what this is different from the book. The book is divided into 8 different parts, whereas the course is divided into only 3. So the first part is going to be the building of the foundation of our offers, which we also go through in the book. But so let's take a normal week here, for instance. The week 1 is going to be called Getting Ready. It's 4 different videos. It's mindset, your USP, looking the part, and the rule of the 100. So that's just the first week. And if we go to week 6, let's say, that's when we go into sales and lead generation. So that's going to be the first video. The second one is going to be all about reaching out to people with templates on what to say and when to say and how to schedule everything. And then we go into reaching out to people on LinkedIn. So it's all different things. And then when we go to part 3, which is the scaling, that's when we start talking about how to use AI technology smarter, for instance, and we talk about how to get on a TEDx stage and things like that.
Okay, so these are quite in-depth videos, and people work through them week by week. And then you had said something about accountability meetings. Did you say something? Yeah. So, okay.
But you can't just purchase the course. So that's something that I didn't want to ever have out there. So, you know, just a buy button. So buy it now. Instead, you have to qualify. So I have to make sure that you are somebody who can actually grow with the program. So it's not just, it's not a way for me to just earn some money and then walk away with it. Instead, I want to work with people who I know that I can give a really transformational journey, because that's what I want. That's why I started the YouTube channel, hence the book and hence the course, because I really want to see that leveling up. And I also hear that you have that in your name, just the leveling up for entertainers. But I mentioned it before that I wrote it as a perspective from the magician, but it's changed so much after working with the publicist. So we're now changing the name of the books. It's going to be called The Business Side of Show Business. That's still the same. But then we're changing it to How to Make a Living on Stage. Because the advice in the book, it might come from a magician, but it is definitely for everybody else too. Who, if you are a public speaker, magician, mentalist, juggler, comedian, whatever it is that you do on a stage, all the things in the book can be translatable to whatever it is that you do. And the same thing for the course. Like, it's because I talked to everybody before. There's like a pickpocket, there's an area list. So I talked to them before to make sure that it's going to be suitable for them to join, because I think that makes more sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, I like that. Pretty much cover the main question I was going to ask next. But when I'm speaking to people in your sort of marketing and business guru type area, I'm going to
marketing
be asking,
guru. What?
There's a question.
Edit that part out.
I don't know what I'm saying. It's first one. Everyone, remember, this is the first one. I'm working on this.
You're doing great.
Yeah. Magicians Level Up is a positivity-based channel, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of negativity in the magic community. And when you see someone releasing a book like this or a course like this, the one question I always see pop up, and I'm always going to ask people when I'm interviewing them, is, on behalf of the negative people in the magic community, if you're so good at making money as a magician, why are you selling courses and books on how to do it?
It's a great question. And I get this question all the time too. First of all, I think it's sad that we have this climate right now where we trash people online. We see it for people who publish books and courses and tricks, and if they win an award, there's this so much negativity, which is also one of the reasons I agreed to come on here, because I felt that there was going to be more of a positive vibe talking about the things that I want to do. I really wanted to give back to the community. You can read it in the book too. The foreword in the book I wrote when I was sitting by the pool in Egypt. I was there with my family, the kids were sleeping, my partner was sleeping, and I was like, my 10-year anniversary for my business is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I want to give myself something cool. And you know, I was like, maybe this trip to Egypt is the thing I give myself, because I wasn't, you know, planning anything out. And then it struck me. I was like, maybe I give something back to the community. So I did. I decided to write the book that I wish I had in hand. And the same thing kind of came naturally with the course, because there's one thing of knowing what to do. It's quite thin. It's 112 pages. However, it's going to be 160 when it comes out later in the year. It's quite thin. So it's literally the guide. It's the guide, but then there's like the implementation of the things that we need that too. And I've taken many courses. I've taken, I don't know, 3 or 4 different courses from other magicians and entertainers on the business side of things. And I'm always trying to learn new things. I also have a coach with me all the time. So it's like I always try to learn more. And I wish that entertainers and magicians especially was more like that. Like if we really want to be great at what we do, we also have to practice on a stage in front of an audience. And we don't get to do that if we don't get to do the gigs. And the more the lay people and conferences book magicians and see magicians, the better it is for me, because then they're going to love magic and they're going to have a great time, and then they know that they can have a magician at their event, so maybe I'm going to be the one next time. So yes, it might seem weird that I'm giving away my marketing secrets and my templates and all the things that I do, but I don't think it's taken away from the opportunity from me to get more gigs. I think it's actually the opposite, because the more magic we have out in the community, the better it is for everybody.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me. So I appreciate the time that you've given us to talk about the course and the book. The book is, as you say, quite thin.
Phenomenal. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We'll get to the review section later. It is quite thin, but if I'm honest, that is one of the reasons I picked it to read in the first place. But it is, regardless, absolutely packed full of actual, useful, practical information. I've enjoyed reading it. I also enjoy your channel, Ravn. Is it Raven? I know you'll probably accept everyone saying it Raven, but is that how it's pronounced? Is it actually Ravn?
It's actually Ravn, as in brown without the B. But everybody just says Raven, so I took it myself too. But it's Ravn.
Ravn, and for the YouTube channel, Ravn Magic. It's
Yeah,
another good channel to subscribe to for more information along the lines of what you get here, but better. But apart from the YouTube channel, how can people contact you for buying the book, trying to qualify for the course, or just in general?
Let's put the links in the description. I think that's a great idea. For the book, you can still get it for a couple of more weeks, but because of the deal I have with the publicist, I'm not allowed to sell it 6 months before it's being released in the new format. There are still, I think, like the physical version of the book, it's only 100 copies, and they're all signed and numbered, and they have a special seal. And I think as of recording this, there are only 8 more of these. And they have the special page and the front page, and it has everything. And the layout in this is beautiful, by the way. This is absolutely gorgeous. And this was done by Phil Shaw, who does Magic Scene, if you know that guy. Phenomenal. If you're watching this, thinking about producing a book, talk to Phil Shaw. He's amazing. However, he was not part of the publishing of the new book, so it's not going to look as pretty. It's going to look like a real business book, which is kind of a shame, because that's not really what I wanted. But you know, so if you want to get one of these, it's going to be at book.ravnmagic.com. That is where to find it, if it's still available. The PDF will still be available for a couple of more weeks after that, so that's a good thing. If you want to have a look at my course, it's called the Booked Calendar Blueprint, so you can find that also in the description below where to go find it and see if maybe you are, because we just started, like as this is coming out, it just started a new round, and we're not doing one until August. So if you want to be part of it, make sure you hit that qualify now to see if maybe you're a fit.
Okay, sounds good. I think for a first interview, I've taken up enough of your time, and I've really appreciated talking to you. I know it's your partner's birthday today, did you say?
2 days ago, but it's a big one, so.
Celebrating today, so I'll let you get back to enjoying that. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Caroline Ravn. Okay, that was the Caroline Ravn interview. I'm glad I spent all that time setting up the expensive camera and microphones rather than using the Microsoft Surface, just to get that pristine picture of me with a giant purple head in a dark room. We'll work on the settings for the next interview. On to the book, Business Side of Show Business. Definite recommend from me, links in the description below. You can grab one of the last few hard copies signed by Caroline if you really want one for your collection, or grab a digital copy. Either way, do remember, as Caroline said, they will soon not be available until December when they're being reprinted globally. As to the contents, it's a thin book, like Caroline says, it's 100 pages, but I'd say it's 100 pages of solid information. I've read 100-page magic books which contain no information. It's broken down into 8 sections. We have your foundations, your tools, the money makers, social media, how to book gigs, becoming a pro, adding value, and making extra dollars as a magician. And through those 8 sections, we cover everything from your website, your act, your social media skills, LinkedIn, YouTube, various programs and websites that you can use to help you out and make it easier to write your copy or make your videos, and a whole list at the end of things that you can do to make extra money as a magician, little side hustles that use magic as your main skill. Things like merchandising or MCing, that sort of thing. I have to say that I'm give it a solid recommend. Caroline Ravn's business side of show business. So that's it. Episode 2 wrapped up. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was filmed a little bit better than episode 1. They'll get better as we go. A lot of you in the first video put in the comments that you were going to join along. You had goals similar to mine. I did mention I'd be setting up a Facebook group. That Facebook group is now set up. The Facebook group is called Magicians Level Up. If you want to join me in there, I want all of the people that are coming along with me on this journey to join in, sign up, share advice and goals in there, and help each other out in a positive magic environment. There is such a thing as a positive magic environment. See you next week.